The sky over Araxia burned red again. This was the third attack this month. The people of Gliese 742 ran to their shelters as the warning sirens blared across their cities. "They're back," whispered an Araxian mother to her children, huddled together in the dark. "The Vraxan ships are back." From space, the Araxian homeworld looked beautiful: blue oceans, green lands, and white clouds. But now, black smoke rose from many cities. The peaceful Araxians had never built weapons to fight wars. They had created art, music, and advanced technology for peace, but peace was now a distant memory. The Vraxan were a species that only understood power. For 3 months, their ships had appeared without warning. They took what they wanted: resources, technology, and people. The Araxians tried to talk with them, to understand why. The Vraxan answered with more attacks. "How many did we lose today?" asked the Araxian council leader, his voice tired. 3,000 in the northern city," answered his assistant, "and 5 more ships destroyed when they tried to escape." The leader closed his large 4-lidded eyes. "Send out another call for help. Someone in this galaxy must hear us." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Commander Geo Park stood on the bridge of the ESS Thunderchild, looking at the stars through the main view screen. The human warship was the newest and most powerful in Earth's fleet. It was on its first mission: patrol the outer edges of human space, show the flag, and return home. Geo sipped his coffee, his dark eyes focused on the stars ahead. At 45, he had more experience than most commanders. His black hair was now streaked with gray, his face marked with lines from years of difficult decisions. "Sir," called Security Officer Tahoe Lee from his station, "I'm picking up a signal." "What kind of signal?" asked Geo, turning to face the younger officer. "It's strange, sir. Not human, not from any species we know. It's coming from the Gliese 742 system." Communications Officer Nari Choi turned in her chair. "It's a distress call, Commander. I'm sure of it." Geo frowned. The Gliese 742 system was outside human space. Earth Command had strict rules about entering unknown territories. Start no conflicts. Make no first contact without authorization. "Let me hear it," he said. The sound that filled the bridge was unlike anything they had heard before. Not words, but a pattern of tones that somehow carried pain and desperation. Science Officer Do-Yeon Kim looked up from his instruments. "The signal contains images, Commander. I can show them on screen." The view screen changed to show cities burning, strange ships attacking smaller vessels, and alien beings running in terror. "Those are Araxians," said Do-Yeon. "We've never met them, but Earth scientists have observed their world from a distance. They're a peaceful, advanced civilization." "And those attacking ships?" asked Geo. "Vraxan," said Tayo, his voice hard. "Brutal species. They take what they want by force." Geo stood silently, thinking. Their orders were clear: patrol and return. Do not interfere in affairs outside human space. "Sir," said Tactical Officer Ji-Won-Yoon, "Earth Command is 14 light days away. By the time we send a message and get a response." He didn't need to finish. "In 28 days, there might be nothing left to save. Plot a course to Gliese 742, Geo ordered. "Maximum speed." "Sir," said Chief Engineer Sun Wukong from the engine control station, "that would violate our orders." Geo looked around at his crew. The best Earth had to offer. Men and women who had sworn to protect life. Sometimes, Sunwoo, doing the right thing means breaking the rules. He sat in his command chair. "I'll take full responsibility. Set course for Gliese 742. The mighty engines of the Thunderchild came to life. The human warship turned and accelerated to faster than light speed, leaving a brief flash of light in the darkness of space. Help was coming to Araxia. The ESS Thunderchild dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Gliese 742 system. The bridge was quiet as the crew took in the scene before them. "My God," whispered Nari Choi from her communication station. The space around the Araxian homeworld was filled with broken ships. Some still burned, their hulls split open to the cold of space. Others drifted silently, dead in every way that mattered. Life signs. Commander Geo Park asked, his voice steady despite the horror before him. Science Officer Do-Hyun Kim checked his screens. Some survivors on the larger vessels. The Araxian homeworld still has billions of life readings, but... He paused. They're dropping quickly, sir. The main view screen showed the Araxian planet. From orbit, they could see the burning cities and the dark ships of the Vraxen moving through the atmosphere. Tactical assessment. Geo ordered. Tactical Officer Juwon Yoon didn't hesitate. 12 Vraxen warships currently in orbit. Their technology is advanced, but I'm seeing weaknesses in their shield patterns. The Thunderchild can match them. Should we hail the Araxians first, or engage the Vraxen directly? Asked Nari. Before Geo could answer, Security Officer Taho Lee called out, Sir, we're being scanned. One of the Araxian ships has locked onto us. Open a channel. Geo ordered. All languages we know. Add visual. The view screen changed to show an alien face. The Araxian had blue-gray skin, 4 large eyes, and no visible nose. When it spoke, its words came through the ship's translation system with a slight delay. Unknown vessel, the Araxian said, its voice filled with fear. Please, no more. We have nothing left to give. Geo stood up straight. I am Commander Geo Park of the Earth Alliance vessel Thunderchild. We received your distress call and came to help. The Araxian's 4 eyes blinked in confusion. Earth. We know no Earth. Are you allies of the Vraxen? We are not, Geo said firmly. Humans stand against those who attack peaceful worlds. We're here to help. The Araxian was silent for a moment. Then, I am Elder Counselor of the Araxian High Council. For 3 months, the Vraxen have attacked our worlds. They take our resources and our people. They kill without reason. Why haven't you fought back? Asked Juwon. We are not warriors, the elder said simply. In our 5,000 years of civilization, we never needed to be. We thought the stars held only friends. Suddenly, Taho called out, Commander, Vraxen scout ship breaking orbit. It's on a course away from the planet. Looks like it's running home to report our arrival. If it reaches the main Vraxen fleet, Do-Hyun began. Geo didn't need him to finish. Target the scout ship's engines only. Disable, don't destroy. Targeting, said Juwon, her fingers moving across her controls. Ready. Fire. The Thunderchild's main weapons fired a precise beam of energy. On the view screen, they watched as the small Vraxen scout was hit. Its engines flared and died. Direct hit, reported Juwon. Their engines are offline. Life support still functioning. The Elder Counselor's eyes widened. You disabled their ship without destroying it. We have never seen such precision. Now we have a choice to make, Geo said, turning back to the view screen. The Vraxen will know we're here. They'll send more ships. You should leave, the elder said sadly. The Vraxen fleet has 50 warships. Your one vessel cannot stand against them. Geo looked around at his crew. He saw determination in their eyes. Elder, he said, would you allow us to come aboard your command center? We need to talk about what happens next. You would stand with us. The elder's voice held disbelief. That's what humans do, Geo said simply. We stand with those who cannot stand alone. For the first time in 3 months, hope flickered on the Araxian homeworld. The meeting room on the Araxian command station was large and round. Soft blue light came from the walls. 6 members of the Araxian High Council sat across from the human officers. Between them, a holographic display showed the Vraxen ships in orbit. Commander Geo Park studied the aliens carefully. The Araxians were tall and thin with 4-fingered hands. Their blue-gray skin seemed to shimmer slightly. They moved with grace, even in their fear. Our sensors indicate the main Vraxan fleet will arrive in 10 hours, said the elder counselor. 50 warships at least. One ship against 50, said Security Officer Tahoe Lee. Those are not good odds. We should contact Earth Command, said Communications Officer Nari Choi. Request backup. Jiho nodded. Set up a secure channel to Earth. Nari worked at a small device she had brought from the Thunderchild. After a few minutes, she looked up with worry in her eyes. Sir, I can't establish a connection. Something is blocking our signal. Science Officer Do-Yeon Kim scanned the area with his own device. It's the Vraxan. They're jamming all long-range communications from this system. The Araxian elder spoke softly. We have tried many times to call for help. The Vraxan stop all signals that leave our system. Jiho stood up and walked to a large window that looked out at the stars. One decision now would change everything. For his crew, for Earth, and for the Araxians. We have two choices, he said. We can try to escape the system before the Vraxan fleet arrives, or we can stay and fight. Sir, said Chief Engineer Sun Wukong, if we leave now, the Araxians will be defenseless. And if we stay, said Tactical Officer Juan Yun, we might all die. Medical Officer Haijin Ba, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. These people need help. That's why we're here. Jiho looked at each of his senior officers. I need your honest opinions. This isn't a democracy, but I value your thoughts. The Thunderchild is the most advanced ship Earth has built, said Sunwoo. If any ship can stand against the Vraxan, it's ours. Our weapons systems have capabilities the Vraxan have never seen, added Juwon. We might surprise them. If we leave, said Do-Yeon, looking at the Araxians, these people will die. Earth Command ordered us not to interfere, reminded Tahoe. But they didn't know about this situation. I can treat Araxian wounded, offered Haijin. Their biology is different, but not too different. Neri was the last to speak. Sir, what happens here will affect Earth's future in space. If we run, we show the galaxy that humans don't stand by their words. Jiho turned to face the Araxian elder. We need to know everything about the Vraxan. Their ships, their weapons, how they'd fight. Hope filled the elder's 4 eyes. You will stay, one ship against their fleet. Sometimes one is enough, said Jiho, if it's the right one. He turned to his crew. Return to the Thunderchild. Prepare the ship for battle. We have 9 hours. As they left the meeting room, Tahoe walked beside his commander. Sir, you know this might end our careers, even if we win. Jiho's face was serious but calm. Some things are more important than careers, Tahoe. Sometimes you have to do what's right, not what's allowed. Back on the Thunderchild, the crew worked quickly. Weapons were checked. Shields were strengthened. Battle plans were made. 9 hours later, the sensors beeped. 50 Vraxan warships had arrived at the edge of the system. The battle for Araxia was about to begin. The 50 Vraxan warships moved through space like huge black sharks. Each one was 3 times larger than the Thunderchild. They formed a wide circle surrounding the Araxian homeworld. On the bridge of the Thunderchild, Commander Jiho Park watched them on the main screen. They're taking their time, said Tactical Officer Juan Yun. They don't see us as a threat. Good, said Jiho. Surprise is our best weapon right now. The largest Vraxan ship, their flagship, moved to the front of the formation. A signal came through to the Thunderchild. Incoming transmission, said Communications Officer Nari Choi. It's the Vraxan commander. On screen, ordered Jiho. The image that appeared shocked the human crew. The Vraxan were massive creatures covered in thick red scales. Their faces had 6 yellow eyes and jaws filled with sharp teeth. The Vraxan commander wore black armor with many marks that probably showed his rank. Attention, unknown vessel, the Vraxan said, his voice deep and harsh. This system belongs to the Vraxan Empire. You have 10 minutes to surrender your ship and crew, or be destroyed. Jiho stood tall. "This is Commander Geo Park of the Earth Alliance warship Thunderchild. The Araxian system does not belong to you. You will leave immediately, or face the consequences." The Vraxan commander laughed, a sound like rocks being crushed. "One small ship against 50. Your bravery is amusing, but stupid. Perhaps a demonstration is needed," Jiho said calmly. He turned to Juan. "Target their nearest ship's weapon systems. Disable only." "Targeted," said Juan. "Ready to fire." "Fire." The Thunderchild's main cannon sent a precise beam of energy through space. It hit the Vraxan ship's main weapon port. The energy beam cut through the Vraxan shields as if they weren't there. On the screen, the Vraxan commander's 6 eyes widened in shock. "Impossible. How did you penetrate our shields?" "That was a warning," said Geo. "The next shot won't be so gentle." The Vraxan commander growled. "All ships, attack pattern 7. Destroy that human vessel." The Vraxan fleet moved, forming a new pattern. 20 ships broke away, heading straight for the Thunderchild. "Incoming missiles," called Security Officer Tahoe Lee. 50. No, 100 missiles. "Point defense systems online," said Juan calmly. The space around the Thunderchild lit up as the human ship's defense lasers fired. Each missile was hit and destroyed, one after another, with perfect accuracy. "Not one hit," said Chief Engineer Sun Wukong from his station. "Shields still at 100%. The Vraxan ships fired their energy weapons next. The beams hit the Thunderchild's shields, which glowed but held firm. "They're trying to find our shield frequency," said Science Officer Do-Yum Kim. "They won't," said Sunwoo. "Our adaptive shields are changing frequency 5 times per second." Jiho watched the Vraxan ships carefully. "Their formation has a weakness. See there." He pointed at the screen. "Move us between those 2 cruisers, then execute attack pattern Echo." The Thunderchild moved with amazing speed for a ship its size. It slipped between 2 Vraxan cruisers, then fired precision shots at both. The human weapons hit exactly where aimed, disabling the Vraxan ship's engines, but leaving the rest of the ships intact. 2 more down, reported Juan. 48 to go. On the view screen, the Vraxan commander looked furious. "Who are you people?" he demanded. "We are humans," said Jiho simply, "and we protect those who cannot protect themselves." The battle had just begun, but for the first time in months, the Araxians watching from their world felt something new. They felt hope. The Vraxan were angry now. Their ships moved into a tight attack formation, all their weapons pointed at the Thunderchild. "They're going to concentrate their fire," said Tactical Officer Juan Yun. "All ships targeting us at once." Commander Geo Park nodded calmly. "Just as we expected. Prepare Ghost Jump." Chief Engineer Sun Wukong looked up from his station. "Sir, the Ghost Jump has never been tested in battle." "It might." "We don't have a choice, Sunwoo," said Geo. "Are the systems ready?" Sunwoo checked his screens. "Yes, sir. Ghost Jump ready." The Vraxan ships fired. 48 energy beams shot through space toward the Thunderchild. "Ghost Jump, now," ordered Geo. What happened next amazed even the human crew. The Thunderchild seemed to disappear, then appear in 5 different places at once. The Vraxan weapons hit empty space. "It worked," said Science Officer Do-Yum Kim. "The quantum positioning system is creating 5 separate images of our ship, all partially real." Juan smiled at her weapons console, and each image can fire, targeting Vraxan engine systems. The 5 images of the Thunderchild fire together. 10 more Vraxan ships lost power, drifting helplessly in space. "Sir," called Security Officer Tahoe Lee suddenly. "The Vraxan flagship is launching something toward the planet." On the main screen, they saw a large metal container leaving the Vraxan flagship, heading toward the Araxian homeworld. "Analysis," Joe demanded. Do-Yum worked quickly at his station. "It's a biological weapon, sir. If it reaches the atmosphere, It will kill millions of Araxians. Can we shoot it down? Asked Gio. No time, said Juan. It's too close to the planet. If we destroy it now, the contents will still reach the surface. Medical Officer Haijin Ba spoke up from her station. We need to contain it somehow. Gio made a quick decision. Sunwoo, the temporal displacement field. Can it work on something that small? Sunwoo's eyes widened. The time bubble. It's never been used outside the lab. But yes, the math works. We can freeze that container in time. Do it, ordered Gio. Sunwoo's fingers flew over his controls. Targeting. Field active in 3, 2, 1. A beam of strange, shifting light shot from the Thunderchild. It hit the biological weapon container. The container didn't explode or break. It simply stopped. It hung in space, frozen in a bubble of distorted light. It worked, said Sunwoo in amazement. The container is frozen in a localized time field. It's not moving forward in time. It's just waiting. On the communication screen, the Vraxan commander's 6 eyes were wide with shock. What are you? He demanded. How can one ship do these things? You still don't understand, said Gio. We could have destroyed all your ships by now. We chose not to. We don't want to kill your crews. We just want you to leave this peaceful system alone. The Vraxan commander was silent for a long moment. Then he said, no race has ever stood against the Vraxan and lived. Then today is a day of firsts, replied Gio. Look at your fleet. 12 ships disabled, not destroyed. Your biological weapon contained, and we still have more surprises. Gio turned to Juan. Show them our main weapon. Target the empty space between our ships. 10% power. Juan nodded. Targeting. Firing main cannon. The front of the Thunderchild opened. From it came a beam of pure white energy that cut through space itself. Where it passed, space seemed to bend and ripple. The beam hit nothing, but its message was clear. This weapon could cut through anything. The Araxians watching from their planet saw this display of power and started to call the Thunderchild by a new name. The Ship of Light. The legend had begun. Silence filled space after the Thunderchild's display of power. The Vraxan ships did not move. The Vraxan commander did not speak. Commander Gio Park broke the silence. Let's talk, face to face, on my ship. The Vraxan commander's 6 yellow eyes narrowed. Why should I trust you? Because we could have destroyed your ships, but we didn't, Gio answered. We want peace, not war. After a long moment, the Vraxan commander nodded. I will come. With 2 guards only. An hour later, the Vraxan shuttle docked with the Thunderchild. Security officer Tahoe Lee met them with 6 armed human guards. The Vraxan were even more impressive in person. Each stood over 7 feet tall, with thick red scales and powerful muscles. Tahoe led them to the ship's meeting room, where Gio waited with his senior officers. The Vraxan commander entered first, his yellow eyes scanning everything. I am Fleet Commander Grak, he said, his voice like grinding stones. I have never met humans before. I am Commander Gio Park, said Gio, not standing up. Communications officer Nari Choi had explained that in Vraxan culture, standing would show weakness. Sit, and we will talk. Grak sat across from Gio. His 2 guards stood behind him, hands near their weapons. You fight with strange methods, said Grak. You disable, not destroy. Why? We believe in life, said Gio, even the lives of our enemies. Grak made a sound like a growl. Weakness. Science officer Do-Hyun Kim spoke up. Is it weakness to have choices? We chose not to kill. We could have made a different choice. Grak's eyes moved to Do-Hyun. Your weapons. Your shields. Your time bubble. How did your people build these things? The same way we did everything, said Chief Engineer Sun Wukong. We worked together. We shared ideas. We built on each other's knowledge. Medical Officer Haijin Bai had been scanning the Vraxans secretly. Now she looked at her small device with interest. The Vraxen had a strange biology. They had a weakness, a spot on their necks where the scales were thin. A targeted weapon could kill a Vraxen instantly by hitting that spot. She said nothing about this discovery. "Why do you attack the Araxians?" asked Jiho. "They have done nothing to you." "They are weak," said Grak simply. "The strong take from the weak. This is the way of life." "Not for humans," said Jiho. "We believe the strong should protect the weak." Grak laughed, a harsh sound. "Pretty words. But you are one ship. The Vraxen Empire has thousands." "One ship was enough today," said Tactical Officer Juanyun. "And we are not alone. Earth has many ships." This was not exactly true. The Thunderchild was Earth's newest and most powerful ship, but there were not many others like it. But Grak didn't know that. "I offer you a choice," said Jiho. "Leave this system now. Never return, or face the full force of the Earth fleet. You threaten the Vraxen Empire." Grak's voice was dangerous. "No," said Jiho calmly. "I offer you a way to leave with honor. Tell your leaders you found a new power in space. Tell them humans are not to be taken lightly." Grak was silent for a long time. Then he stood. "I will return to my ship. I will consider your words." After the Vraxen left, Nari turned to Jiho. "Do you think they'll leave?" Jiho looked at the stars through the window. "They respect strength. Today, we showed them strength they have never seen before." "And if they don't leave?" asked Taho. Jiho's face was serious. "Then we finish what we started." On the main Vraxen ship, Grak made his decision. 3 hours passed. On the bridge of the Thunderchild, the crew waited. No one spoke much. They watched the Vraxen ships on the main screen. "Movement," said Security Officer Taho Lee suddenly. "The Vraxen ships are. They're turning away." It was true. One by one, the mighty warships of the Vraxen were changing position. Even the ships that could still move were helping the disabled ones. "They're leaving," said Science Officer Do-Yeon Kim in amazement. "They're actually leaving." A signal came through. Fleet Commander Grak appeared on the screen. "Human Commander," he said, his voice still harsh but with a new tone. "Respect. The Vraxen fleet will withdraw from this system." Commander Jiho Park kept his face calm, but inside he felt great relief. "A wise decision, Commander Grak." "Do not mistake this for weakness," growled Grak. "We will meet again, humans. Next time, we will be prepared for your tricks." The screen went black. The Vraxen ships moved away, gradually picking up speed until they disappeared into faster-than-light travel. The bridge crew of the Thunderchild looked at each other in disbelief. Then they began to cheer. "We did it!" shouted Chief Engineer Sun Wukang, pumping his fist in the air. Tactical Officer Juanyun hugged Communications Officer Nari Choi. Medical Officer Haijin Ba had tears in her eyes. Jiho let them celebrate for a moment, then raised his hand. "Good work, everyone. But our mission isn't over. Contact the Araxian High Council." Soon, the Elder Counselor's face appeared on the screen. All 4 of his eyes were wide with joy. "Commander Jiho, the Vraxen fleet is gone. You have saved our world." "We're glad we could help," said Jiho simply. "You must come down to our world," said the Elder. "Our people wish to thank you properly." The next day, Jiho and his senior officers took a shuttle down to the Araxian homeworld. The city they landed in had been damaged by Vraxen attacks, but the buildings were already being repaired. Thousands of Araxians filled the streets, waving and calling out as the humans passed. In the Great Hall of the High Council, a ceremony was held. The humans stood before the council as the Elder spoke to the crowd. 3 months ago, darkness came to our world, he said. We thought hope was lost. Then a single ship arrived. A ship of light. A ship of humans. The Elder turned to Jiho. There is something you should know. In our oldest texts, there is a prophecy. It speaks of star wanderers with hearts of fire and minds of light, who would save us from the darkness that consumes. He held up an ancient book. On its pages was a drawing that looked remarkably like a human. "You were foretold," said the elder, "thousands of years ago." While the ceremony continued, Do-hyun and Hee-jin made a discovery. Do-hyun had been scanning Araxian architecture, finding strange similarities to ancient Earth structures. Hee-jin had been studying Araxian biology. "Commander," Do-hyun whispered to Ji-ho, "the Araxian DNA. It shares certain markers with human DNA." "What are you saying?" asked Ji-ho quietly. I think we might be related," said Hee-jin. "Not close cousins, but perhaps we had a common ancestor, some species that seeded both Earth and Araxia millions of years ago." Ji-ho looked at the Araxians with new eyes. Different in appearance, but perhaps family in some ancient way. It would explain why humans had felt so compelled to help them. "Should we tell them?" asked Do-hyun. "Yes," said Ji-ho. "Family should know each other." The stars seemed a little less empty that night. 3 days after the battle, the ESS Thundershield prepared to leave Araxian space. The ship had been repaired and resupplied by grateful Araxians. The crew had enjoyed short visits to the planet, learning about Araxian culture and sharing stories of Earth. On the bridge, Commander Geo Park looked at the blue-green Araxian homeworld on the main screen. The news of their shared DNA had brought humans and Araxians even closer. Scientists from both worlds were already planning future meetings to study their common history. "Course set for Earth, sir," said Tactical Officer Ji-won-yoon. "We can reach home in 15 days at standard speed." Ji-ho nodded. "Take us out, nice and easy." As the Thunderchild moved away from the planet, Communications Officer Nari Choi turned from her station. "Sir, I'm receiving a message from the Araxian High Council." "On screen," said Ji-ho. The Elder Counselor appeared. "Commander Ji-ho, before you leave, our people wish to show you something." The screen changed to show an orbital view of the Araxian homeworld. Thousands of lights were being turned on in cities across the planet. From space, they formed a pattern, the outline of the Thunderchild. "We will never forget," said the Elder. "From this day forward, our calendar begins anew. This is year 1 of what we now call the Age of Light. The day terror vanished." Ji-ho felt a lump in his throat. "We won't forget you either, Elder. Earth will send diplomatic ships soon." The Thunderchild accelerated to faster than light speed, leaving the Araxian system behind. The crew settled in for the long journey home. "Do you think Earth Command will be angry about our interference?" asked Security Officer Taho Lee in the officers' mess later that day. "Probably," said Ji-ho with a slight smile. "I broke a lot of rules." "But we saved billions of lives," said Medical Officer Hee-jin Ba. "Surely that counts for something." Chief Engineer Sun Woo-kang didn't look convinced. "Rules are rules. They might court-martial you, Commander." "I'd do it again," said Ji-ho simply. "Some things are worth the risk." 5 days into their journey home, Science Officer Do-yum Kim rushed onto the bridge during Ji-ho's night shift. "Sir, I've been monitoring Earth frequencies. There's something you need to hear." Ji-ho sat up straight. "Put it on." A message from Earth Command played. "Attention all Earth Alliance vessels. Multiple unknown ships have entered Earth space. 53 vessels of unknown design approaching Earth. All ships return to Earth immediately." 53 ships, said Juwon, who was also on night shift. "The Vraxin had 50 ships in their fleet. Plus the 3 we disabled first," added Ji-ho grimly. "It's them. They're heading to Earth." "Maximum speed, now," ordered Ji-ho. "Wake all senior officers. Battle stations." The Thunderchild surged forward, pushing its engines to their limits. The crew prepared for another fight, this time to save their own homeworld. But 9 days later, as they approached Earth, they received a surprising update. The Vraxin ships had not attacked. Instead, they had established orbit and requested to speak with the humans who command the Ship of Light. "They want to talk," asked Neri in disbelief. Jiho slowly smiled as understanding came to him. They don't want to fight us. They respect strength. Remember, we showed them ours. As the Thunderchild approached Earth, they received a message from Admiral Min Soo-jong of Earth Command. Commander Park, I don't know what you did out there, but these Vraxen are calling you a worthy enemy. They want an alliance with Earth. They say any species with a ship like yours is too valuable to fight. The bridge crew looked at each other in amazement. So instead of a court-martial, said Taiho with a grin, you might get a medal. Jiho shook his head, still smiling. I wasn't looking for medals. I just wanted to do the right thing. The Thunderchild moved into Earth orbit, its mission complete. One ship had changed the galaxy forever.